Hello, welcome back to Watch This First. Today we are going to talk about that car. It's the Mercedes W212 E350 from 2010 to 2016. Now this E350 is seemingly the more reliable model within its generation, but it still has common issues that I'm going to talk about in this video today. And wait till the end because I do talk about individual motor issues. So let's get started, y'all. Now, the W12 comes with a 722.9 7-speed automatic transmission. It is a robust transmission, but it does have a common issue that a lot of people talk about and complain about. And that issue is the conductor plate fouling in one way or the other. It's located underneath the drain pan, and all you need to do is remove it and replace it. An issue you may experience is rough or harsh shifts within the first 3 gears. The transmission will rev up high, then harshly shift to the next gear, and it will most likely have a loud clunking noise, and it might scare you. That issue typically doesn't happen all the time every time you drive, but it is an issue nonetheless. This is caused by the turbine speed sensor, which is a part of the conductor plate. You could try to repair that yourself or replace it, which seems possible by a DIYer in my opinion. Are you experiencing no starts, sputtering, or random stops with your 3.5 liter V6? Well, it could be your camshaft sensors or your crankshaft sensor. If this is your issue, you should have an engine code pop up that any Advanced Auto or places alike would be able to check for you. If one failed and not the other, I'll go ahead and replace both anyways. There's 2 camshaft sensors and 2 camshaft adjusters located on both front sides of the cylinder head. I personally would place all of them to future-proof it, and the crankshaft sensor is located on the rear of the engine. Now it's easy to get to, but still possible. Are you experiencing uneven thread wear on your tires? Well, that could be a bad bushing from the front wishbone suspension arm. You could push out the bushing, which can be difficult, but the easier thing to do is to simply replace the entire arm because it comes with the bushing already pushed into it. Link to replacement part down below. The infotainment scrolling knob ends up failing. At first it could happen rarely, but then increase its lack of connectivity to the screen and ultimately fail completely. The knob originally has a plastic shaft that controls the functions, which wears down, and you could rebuild it and install a metal shaft, which would fix the issue cheaply. Part linked down below. Do you smell mold in the cabin? Well, you're not alone. There's actually a class action lawsuit for the Moldy HVAC system. Basically, the water produced from the AC system collects onto the cabin air filter located on the passenger side of the car and molds over time. Mercedes did release a cleaning procedure, but that only lasts so long until you started to smell the mold again. There are a few solutions you could try to do. Turn off your AC before you arrive at your destination to try to expel the residual water. Or some owners reported using an active charcoal cabin air filter. But nonetheless, it seems that cleaning the system seems to be a routine maintenance. Let's talk engines. The most complained issue with the OM642 diesel turbo engine is, well, a failed turbocharger. The main culprit seems to be damaged seals around the turbo, so be sure to check them out and replace them. If this is the issue, then you'll experience loss of power, loss of acceleration, and possibly be stuck in limp mode. Also, you could have sputtering and stalling due to a faulty throttle actuator, and rough vibrations due to oil becoming a bit sludgy. Now with that said, if properly maintained, you should see around 300,000 miles from this engine. Now the M272, which is the V6 from 2010 to 2011, has an issue with the intake manifold, which could have failed plastic flaps that could, not commonly, but could get stuck into the engine and potentially damage the entire engine. If you have a bad intake manifold, you'll have loss of power, rough idle, and P2004 through P2006 engine codes. The thermostat could fail and overheat your engine, usually happens around 60 to 100,000 miles. And from 2012 to 2016, Mercedes introduced the direct fuel-injected M276 V6 engine, which also has a common issue. The high-pressure fuel pump can't fail. The pump typically doesn't fail outright, but it's a slow failure. You'll slowly experience rough idle, power loss, long cranks, stuttering, and over time, engine codes. Excessive carbon buildup within these engines is another issue, which typically happens around 100,000 miles. You need to get it professionally cleaned by a mechanic. The timing chain tensioner can also fail and create a rattling noise upon startup. In 2014 and up, this issue was non-existent due to updated parts. Other mentionable issues. The synthetic leather seats can tear at the seams. A local seamstress should be able to fix it for an affordable price. The wood trim fades over time. The aromatic system, if equipped, can also fail, usually over 100,000 miles, which is pricey. Automatic digital temperature control valves can also fail and not send out the appropriate temp air through the vents. Now, if you have an E350, comment down the issues that you've had down below. I'm sure you'll be helping out a lot of people. And although the E350 has some common issues, it's still a fantastic car and reliable in regards to the Mercedes lineup. Now, if this video helped you out, then I'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. My main goal here at AutoMotivate is to help people in one way or another, and this is my outlet to do it. So if I made a mistake, please let me know. Guys, this is Chris at AutoMotivate. Always appreciate and respect one another. We are all equal. I'll see you next time.